early on Monday. I figured because of that, we should start this video now because I've always wanted to do like a screen time, dictates how long I read for. Mind you, I haven't looked at my screen time prior to deciding to do this. We're gonna go based off of my screen time last week. Some of these are worse than others, as you might imagine. Let's start with Monday. I spent an hour and 11 minutes on TikTok last Monday. So that means I will be reading for an hour and 11 minutes today. So I'm gonna go and make a timer for an hour and 11 minutes. And that's how long I'm gonna read for today. Ideally, I would love to get a lot more reading done. Now, I'm not unhappy with the amount of time I spend on TikTok. However, I am unhappy with the amount of time I spend reading versus the amount of time I spend on TikTok. So I'm hoping that doing this will help me like really freaking move through my TBR and like get some books finished. Because for all of those people in the audience who are keeping up, this is embarrassing actually, and I don't even want to talk about this. I'm 8 books behind on my reading goal. I'm reading the Weybridge Academy series on my Kindle right now. I'm reading the first one, and there is 3, but I'm reading like the bind up, so it's like all of them in one. Okay, a little bit of a dilemma on this fine Monday night. It is 9:04, which is kind of honestly my bedtime, and still have 33 minutes left on the timer. I did take a break, so I read, see, I'm so tired, my brain's not like computing. I read the first 40 minutes, set my book down to go on a walk, during which I got rained on, talked to my mom on the phone, and then had to come back and take a shower because I got rained on. So I'm still reading Weybridge Academy. Honestly, I'm thinking right now I'm just gonna do my best to get this 33 minutes done when all I want to do is watch TikToks until I fall asleep. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna read for 33 minutes. Woohoo! But this is what I wanted myself to do because this is how you finish more books, is you read more. Can't have one without the other. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Anyways. My camera's dying, so let's do this quick. Okay, happy Tuesday. So we have an hour and 17 minutes to read today. For the record, I did finish yesterday. I did. I'm proud of myself. So read 111 minutes yesterday, 111. I read an hour and 11 minutes yesterday. Today we'll be reading an hour and 17 minutes. I do think I'm gonna get started on it earlier today so that I have more time in the evening, because I do. Yesterday was a rest day on my gym split. Today is not a rest day on my gym split, so I have that going on. I'm still reading Weybridge Academy. I think I'm still on the first book. I'm just not even quite sure at this point, if we're being honest. I'm 25% through the collection right now because I'm reading the complete series version on my Kindle. So I think that's what I'm gonna pick up this morning once again, just because it's an easy, quick read, and I'm I don't know, enjoying it somehow. It's not good, really. And I find that there's grammatical errors in it, in my opinion. But I am enjoying it in the way of it feels like a Wattpad read. And I'm loving that. Loving a Wattpad read right now, actually. So I'm gonna continue with that. Good morning. Well, no, what? Hello. Hello. It's Tuesday afternoon after work. I started with an hour and 17 minutes to read today. I now have 34 minutes left to read. 10 I did this morning, and 30 I did at the gym on the treadmill. I finished the first Weybridge Academy book, so I am officially on book 2 in the bind up, which is 33% through. I spent 2 hours at the gym though. No, I didn't spend 2 hours at the gym. Well, actually it's almost been 2 hours since I left for the gym. So there's that. That took up a lot of my afternoon. And I'm a little worried about tomorrow because tomorrow I need to cook as well as go to the gym, as well as read. And I don't know what the hours are for tomorrow, but we might have to like get started early and actually be motivated. Oh, tomorrow is 2 hours and 47 minutes of reading. That's a lot of reading. I need to focus on today, right now, which is that I have 34 minutes left to read. Should I continue with the bind up? I do have, you know what I do have on my iPad? My iPad, that's not an iPad. From the library, I did get A Curse for True Love. I'm gonna read A Curse for True Love, I think. I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna spend the remaining half an hour when I do it, which won't be right now, but when I do it, I'm gonna spend it reading A Curse for True Love. So, I'll catch you when I'm doing that. Good morning. Okay, I look a little crazy. It's just really early, and as we mentioned yesterday, I have a lot of reading to do today. So I'm filming this clip in the hopes that it motivates me to start doing the reading, but I don't want to do the reading. I don't want to read right now. I have 2 hours and 47 minutes of reading to do today, per my TikTok screen time from last Wednesday. I will say last night, you did see me start A Curse for True Love, which I did finish yesterday's time, but I got 20% through A Curse for True Love. So I'm on page 78 of the ebook. Probably continue with that today. Probably I'll bounce around, honestly, between like this and other things because I have to read for so dang long. I do kind of want to get an audiobook. Took me a while, but I found an audiobook. I'm gonna listen to The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. This is on my physical TBR, and it has been for I don't even want to admit this. Probably been on my physical TBR since the year it came out. But I got the audiobook to help with my reading time today. Hopefully that does good things for me. And then that's also a book off my physical TBR. I got that. Maybe we'll start that as well, just because like I am gonna include that in the reading time, especially because it's like hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes or whatever today. There we go. Let's put the audiobook on. My dryer is going right behind me, so I don't know if this clip is going to be usable, but we're going to go fast. So, I failed yesterday with 37 minutes left. Proud of myself because I did read the majority of it, which was a lot, but I did not finish because I got too tired. Thursday, which is today, my TikTok screen time last week was 2 hours and 6 minutes. So that's what the timer is going to be started for. And you know what? If I did like I did yesterday, I could probably make the 2 hours and 6 minutes happen. We will see. I put the timer in my phone. I'm ready. I'm not reading right now. I gotta rush to work. We'll see what happens. Once again, it's really loud in the background, but I hopped on to say, if you remember yesterday, the hours, or the time was like 2 hours and like something minutes, 7 minutes maybe. I read for half an hour. Failed yesterday. Did not read after I got home from work, but today's a new day, fresh start. It's so loud, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to move quick. So today's Friday. We have 56 minutes of reading to do. That's not bad at all. We can do that. 55, 59. Let's do it. Howdy everyone. It's still Friday. I have 13 minutes left on my timer after listening to my audiobook this morning, through my half-hour lunch, and when I got home. I wanted to check in about the audiobook because I think I actually hate it. And the only reason I'm buckling down and reading it, or listening to it, reading it, is because it was on my TBR for like 4 years. And I'm not in the mood to let that go. I'm gonna finish this book. I am 34% through the audiobook of The Ravens. I just don't like it. I don't know what's happening. I don't like it. I don't like it. Millie Bobby says hi. Right, Millie Bobby? You just had some trauma. But she says hi. Sorry if the angle changed. Millie tried to take you guys out. Anyway, all that to say, I'm gonna go on with my day. And I'm gonna try and finish this audiobook this weekend. So that's what I'll be doing on my walk. And then I'm about to go on a walk. And that's what I'll be doing, is listening to the audiobook. And trying to get through it. I'm 34% of the way through, and I swear to God, nothing has happened. I don't care about these characters. Actually, really don't like any of these characters. And nothing interesting has happened, and I can't foresee anything interesting actually happening, and the writing is a little bit weird. Altogether, a lot of stuff going on I'm not caring for, you know? That was my update. I really just came on to tell you how much I violently am disliking this audiobook. Because I forgot that, like, not only am I meant to be reading, but I'm meant to be like telling you about what I'm reading. Forgot about that part of this. Not sure why. Hey, stop trying to eat my AirPods. Gotta put my AirPods back in. Put the book back on, where she's gonna fully ingest the AirPods and take them away with her. Good morning. Oh my goodness. Okay. Millie is really excited to be alive right now. So she's hanging out with me. Right, Bob? You're really excited to be alive right now? Yeah, exactly. I almost forgot, to be honest with you, that this... Oh my gosh, be polite. Put your booty hole away. I almost forgot that this challenge continues after I honestly knocked yesterday out of the park. I thought it was over. Today is Saturday. It is the final day. And I only have an hour and 15 minutes of reading time. I will say I am prepping to go drive a couple hours to go to Cincinnati. So on my way there, I will listen to The Ravens. And that, in all honesty, will just be the entirety of my reading time. Which is like, how is it possible I didn't finish a book? Did I finish a book during this video? Like, hello? Oh, I guess I finished one book. Okay, I mean, I didn't finish the whole bind up, but I did finish the first, like, Waybridge Academy book. I'm still on a mission to finish The Ravens. Because I didn't really follow up on the Waybridge Academy series, let's talk about it really quick. I think that the Waybridge Academy series is fun. It's very Wattpad-y, but it's fun. So I'm excited to continue it. No, I'm not excited to continue it, but I will be continuing it. It's a nice, light, fluffy read. I would give it 3 stars, the first one, probably. Like, very run-of-the-mill, like, straight up average 3 stars. But I will be continuing with that and finishing the bind up, mostly out of curiosity, because somehow I am, like, attached to what happens to these characters now. That's the story on that. I'm gonna queue up my time, get ready to go, and then drive, and that will be my reading time for today. So I have 14 minutes and 48 seconds left of reading for today, the last and final day. I did just finish the audiobook of The Ravens. I was not into that. I did not care for that. I did not like that. That was a 2-star book for me. It wasn't bad, but it was definitely not good. I want to finish A Curse for True Love as well, which I'm not very far into, but I do want to read that. So that's what I'm going to do with the last 15 minutes that's on the timer, or 14 minutes that's on my timer. Hello, it's a little while later. As you can see, I have Bob with me. I did finish a week of swapping my TikTok time with reading. In this video, over the course of the week of reading to line up with my TikTok screen time, I finished Sweet Heartbreak, the first book in the Waybridge Academy series, and The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. Talking about Sweet Heartbreak, I think I already mentioned all this, but it was a very Wattpad-y moment. I'm still interested. I'm gonna continue reading the series on my Kindle. I gave that 3 stars. For The Ravens, I'm giving that 2 stars. I think I Was not convinced by any of it. The characters, the plot, all of it was underwhelming to me. I was not intrigued until the very end. I was confused about what was happening even, really, until like 75% of the way through was when I started being like, oh, there's plot. Oh, there is a plot. I am glad I read it because it was on my TBR for a very, very long time. I want to check out my screen time for this week and see how much less time I spent on TikTok this week. My screen time average went down 10% from last week. I'm gonna count that to the reading. I only spent 9 hours and 29 minutes total on TikTok all week. I spent 10 hours and 13 minutes on TikTok the prior week, the week that we read for. What that tells me is that I still use TikTok just as much, but read way more. So TikTok is clearly not my time suck on my phone that I thought it was, which is really interesting, actually. This was a really fun idea, and I'm glad I did it. I like the challenges of every day having an amount to read. I think that's really helpful for me. For those who are keeping up, let's see where I'm at on the reading goal. I'm probably 7 books behind. I'm 6 books behind my reading goal. I have read 24 out of 50 books for the year. I'm almost halfway, but that's all. Thanks for coming along on this little journey with me. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys when I see ya. Bye.